Hello guys, this is JStudios and welcome back to my channel. This week it is wrap-up week for LEGO Doctor Who. We've done 6 weeks now and we've filmed 2 episodes, but there has been stuff that I had to cut or simply not add, simply because I didn't have room for it because we had so much to go through each week. So this week is sort of the wrap-up. So the first thing that happened was that during these 6 weeks, episode 2 came out and was released. Episode 2 is Welcome to the Apocalypse, and that episode is now on YouTube. You can now watch it. I will put one of those annotation card things up so then you can click on it. And something that I improved from the first episode was that I made the title sequence slightly better, because what I used was like an older corrupt version of the, well, slightly more corrupt version of the music, and then for the second episode I used a fresher version, so therefore it didn't have this sort of horrible clicky sort of sound to it. So I fixed that, and hopefully it was greatly improved, and I believe it was. The second thing about episode 2 while I'm talking about it is that I realised that some of the sound is off. I need to fix that, so I maybe in the coming weeks might release a improved version with all the sound boosted, so therefore, you know, that kind of fixes the problem. I also decided that I'm going to shrink the series slightly and make it 9 episodes instead of 10 episodes, because 10 episodes is going to become a bit of a problem, because we have 10 to make for one, and I want to make them in a year, so therefore, you know, having 10 makes it difficult. Because you have to do 5 a year, and these ones this year aren't gonna end in December, so that's kind of part of the reason. The other part of the reason is, 1, it's quicker. 2, I don't really need a 9th episode. I've realised that episode 8 and 9 are a little bit too similar, and I feel like episode 9 would just be a bit of a letdown. Episode 9 is like a Jekyll and Hyde type episode, so it's about monsters and stuff living within people. So I've decided not to do that one in this series, because it's a lot like episode 8, and I might incorporate that into episode 8 nevertheless. And episode 9, which will be the final episode, is actually going to be longer than the rest of them will be, so therefore I've sort of added 9 and 10 together. Down here used to be the TARDIS, and then I decided to move it recently because it was getting to be a problem, because bits were coming out down here and I kept stepping on it, and therefore I emptied this drawer and placed all of that stuff in here. So there are bits of TARDIS, there's lights in there that do the TARDIS, that kind of stuff, and it's all now in this drawer. In here was where I was putting all of the figures and stuff, and a new thing to note is that the Doctor needs a new coat, because this one now has a rip in it. It's completely out of focus, which is lovely. This one now has a lovely rip in it, so therefore I need to make him a new coat that looks identical to that one. There is literally no time to be wasted this week. I am telling you everything that I can without having much of a transition between each one. The next thing is that I've realised that I haven't really spoken about a synopsis for either episode 3 or 4, and now that they're made, I imagine that I probably should do that. So episode 3 is called Overdrive. It is a story about the Doctor's past, I suppose, coming towards him, which is basically a bit of a theme throughout the entire series, and this time the character of the Thing from an old animation of mine is back, and he's like an alien that's been experimented on, partly by UNIT, partly by many other things that have meant that it is now basically a super soldier, and it has to be stopped because of its twisted revenge mindset. Episode 4 sees Aaron and the Doctor going to a sort of not too distant company called Hughes and Partners, and they are creating artificial limbs, artificial body parts for the new race of human beings. I think you can basically tell where that's going. But this one is a lot darker than you will see these characters, because these characters are definitely coming towards the lowest point in episode 4. And we have to do post-production on these 2 episodes, and it's already started. I have 2 weeks now to do most of the Photoshop, like CGI, like visual effects stuff. So I have to do that in about 2 to 3 weeks for majority of episode 3. If I can do that, then that means that we can start straight away into the post-production, the lines and stuff. They're going to be on the first week back, because obviously we're doing 2 weeks without this show, so therefore we do we come back and I will do scenes 1 and we will do the lines, and I'll show you some of the stuff that I've been doing in the meantime. I have one bit that is finished currently, and that is the bit that I'm going to show you today. It is at the beginning of episode 3. Here it is. Recently I tried to make another film thing, but it wasn't that good, and I don't think I really want to show it, but it's the idea of doing a mini film, and that's what my intention of it was, but I don't think it works very well. So all you're getting is one shot that I think was probably the best shot. So here is that shot. So that's everything that I have this week. It was very short and it was done very fast, with, you know, the purpose of simply they're not that interesting singularly, therefore they didn't get added to the main show, but then I could add them all into this one. Basically like a compilation of stuff that has happened over these 6 weeks. So I hope you did enjoy it. I know it was a bit odd and it wasn't really themed to Doctor Who as much as it could have been, but I did have a lot of stuff to talk about and a lot of things that I think needed to be added but couldn't. So here it was. Thank you for watching it. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you made it this far, please like it, please subscribe if you're new. I really want to get to 120 subscribers soon. That would be amazing. We're at 118 now. That is way better than I was at the beginning of the year. You know, I was on like 70 at the beginning of the year. But anyway, so thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to like, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.